Well, good afternoon. We're going to go right to Zoom today, and I will post this video before the end of class. This video is going to be a little bit shorter than the other ones because this is going to be a working period for the students in class, and it's also going to be a working period for you guys. We're going to have two small assignments that we're going to do, but before that, we're going to look at a couple of videos, okay? So we've been talking about ethos, logos, and pathos, right? And we're still working on persuasion. So I wanted to give you a couple of things that you can work on that are going to be due, let's say tomorrow. I'll give you till this time, to this period tomorrow, right? They're not very big assignments, but it gives you a little bit to start to stretch your powers of persuasion. The second assignment is going to be based on a small little movie clip I'm playing, right? We watched the other day when we did one of the videos on ethos, logos, and pathos about how we try to get what we want out of other people by using the 7 steps of emotion. So we're going to go through that video again because I just want to point out a couple of things while we're doing it, and then I'll show you the movie clip, right? I'll post the assignments, and then you can be on your merry way. I'll post one of the assignments first, and I want to double check the other one because I was having a problem with my Word program earlier, and we can go through it, right? The first assignment is one of the ones that I was talking about a week ago. You are going to have the opportunity to be the first student to go out in outer space. So what you're going to do, you're not going to write a whole essay, but you're going to answer about 5 questions. You're going to explain to me why, for various reasons, you should be that student, right? And while you're doing that, we're going to try and follow the same pattern that we did with the one about your parents lending you the Jeep. By now, between the list that we explained in class last week, between ethos, pathos, and logos, ethos, logos, pathos, you should have enough theories that A, you can use them, and B, you can recognize them and tell me which one you're trying to use. So again, when I show the assignment in a little bit, don't just stick in your mind for this one about ethos, logos, and pathos. You can use hyperbole. You can use whatever technique you want to try and show me what it is that you're getting at. So what you'll do is exactly what you did in the last assignment, right? You'll write out your answer, and then at the end, you'll put in parentheses what form of persuasion you're trying to use, because then I can see if you're doing it properly. So let's do this. Let's go back and watch the one YouTube video. You want me to put it on screen? I'll put it on screen. That way, in case you can see it in class, right? Just a little reminder of the 7 different levels of the pathos, right? Because the video is going to be very specific on that. It's going to show 2 of the characters using pathos to try and convince the other character to do what they want. And then there is a 3rd character that, to me, is the perfect explanation of logos, right? He's not worried about the argument or the feud that is going on between the 2 other characters. He simply wants to know what is happening and what's best for everybody else, right? That is his concern. So let's go through the review of pathos. Actually, we'll do all 3 of them. It's not that long a video. Let's go through the definitions for those, right? I'll stop and maybe give a little more explanation when we come to pathos. We're going to look at that video first, and then we'll explain, we'll watch the other one, okay? So let's go to our English folder. Get a little reminder of ethos, logos, and pathos, with the focus for this one being on the 7 levels of pathos. But again, it's only 6 minutes. We'll play the whole thing. What I found the other day, I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, I found that the guy talks just a little too fast. And this is coming from me, from someone who talks really fast. So let's go in and Yeah, I just found he talked a little fast. So let's go in and set the timing. So it's just a little bit slower. That's the subtitles. We don't need the subtitles. Oh, this is, sorry, I gotta wait till the actual video's up. Duh, that's a mistake. So let's hold on. Let's set this back to the beginning and let's set the playback speed. Because again, I find it's just a little fast, not a lot, but a little. So again, let's go through the whole thing and I will stop a couple of times when we get to pathos, just to make sure that we understand what it is we're going to be looking for in the assignment. So remember that I'll try not to stop this one too much, but they're telling us, right, that the art of persuasion is for people to gain the truth. Please don't forget, like we saw yesterday with the propaganda, right, case, that there's also people who use these simply to sell you stuff, simply to lie to you, right? So someone who is very skilled in rhetoric can use it in both fashions. Again, this is something that is supposed to be positive, right? But unfortunately, like everything else we find out in life, there's always somebody who's going to use it for not the right reasons. So again, the first one, just to relate, right? Your ethos. We are trying to relate on you being a good person. I was giving examples this morning in your brother's class case, right? Say you asked me to borrow 20 bucks, right? The example for everyone online too. You asked me to borrow 20 bucks and you said, man, I'm really stuck. I'm sorry. I don't want to ask. Okay, I give you 20 bucks, right? 2-3 days from now, you come up to me, you go, oh, I really, really appreciate that. Here's your 20 bucks. I'm going to think, you know what, Case is a good guy. So if you ever came to me again and got stuck, I would probably do the same thing again, right? If you came up to me and said, oh, I need to borrow some money, I need to borrow some money, and you never paid me back, that's not exactly showing good character. Excuse me. So if you were stuck later on and you wanted to come borrow money again, I'd be like, well, yeah, I don't want to bring it up, but you never paid me that money from the last time. So it's how you establish that character, right? There is a little bit in this video and the other video about how someone looks. I don't think that qualifies as much anymore. It's more about how you present yourself and how you live, right? Because we've seen too, like we were saying, with somebody using this for bad purposes. A person very nicely dressed in a suit and tie can still be a bad person, right? Just because they look awesome doesn't mean that they're good people. So these are some of the things today I thought was interesting when I was trying to find another video to show you guys, right? Wanted to do something a little more positive than yesterday. Like I said, yes, I don't think yesterday was bad, but that was just an example of somebody showing their kind of persuasion and their propaganda at the same time, right? Some people might have seen that video and thought it was really cool. I personally saw that when I was younger than all of you guys, and I was terrified of it. I thought it was really scary, right? That people out there in the world act like that. So I wanted no part of it, right? Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm too sensitive about things. But we're going to go through these 7 steps. Again, I'll try not to stop it too much. Then we're going to watch the video. And as you're working on the first assignment, I'm going to finish looking at this one. I want to make sure I don't miss anything in the video. And I want you to explain to me how they're using these terms. So I'm not going to talk too much during the other video. Okay. I always say that, but I wind up talking. So. This is the last point I'll try and stop. I'll let it go all the way through. I was explaining today earlier in the other English class, if you run into someone who's shameless, try your best to run the other way. Okay, these are the people, again, I try not to put my own personal theories or my spin on stuff too much. These are the people you should avoid, right? Somebody who's shameless will do anything to get what they want, right? To rob you, to lie to you, to take your things. Not only all that, but the things we were talking about earlier, to use logic against you, to destroy your reputation, right? There is the example I gave them today. There's a TV show actually called Shameless, and it's about a really dysfunctional family, one of my favorite TV shows, who just will do whatever they want to get what they want, right? And sometimes it's funny, but if it happened to you in real life, it probably wouldn't be funny. So my opinion is, I mean, it's not a great thing to shame someone, but if you run into someone who's shameless, run the other way. Not cool. So sorry, let's back that up just for 1 second. Want to make sure we don't miss anything. I missed one there because somebody just sent me a message. I want to make sure that I got it. So again, we don't have to watch the end part because this is what we want to focus on today. Your second assignment after I send the other one is going to be trying to see what emotions are here, right? Are in the video, because it's two people having a discussion about something that neither one wants to do. Okay. And there's also somebody that steps in that's kind of logical about it, right? So that's going to be your second assignment. So we're going to watch that video. Like I said, this whole thing isn't going to be very long because I want to finish this unit because we have to start long way down. So I've already explained it to the students in class. Guys online, if you have not downloaded Long Way Down, it should be done by today. It's been posted for almost a week. I put it up a little while ago. Please make sure that it is downloaded into your files and that you start reading it on the weekend, right? Because we are going to start talking about it hopefully by the latest Tuesday. That we'll get these little things done and we'll see. So let's go to my video to show you how I thought, or I think, that both people here are using persuasion, right? And they're using some pretty heavy methods on each other. So let's talk about this. I don't know if you guys have seen this before. It's one of the latest Star Trek movies. I just thought it was really interesting, right? And I'll give you at least one hint when we go through it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. So many commercials. It's worse than regular TV. So let's back this up. Give it 1 sec. I'll be right back. We're going to show how everyone is trying to manipulate everyone else. So let's run through this to show how, or at least, well, I'm not going to show you. It's going to be the assignment. We're going to do the video and look at how many different ways, right, these people are trying to persuade the other. There's some negative examples, mainly negative examples, but there are a few positive ones as well. So many commercials. You know what? Sorry, let's put the speakers on for this because I want to make sure, especially that you hear it. One speaker should do it. We don't need two. Only half an hour late. So again, if you're going to sit there and play with your phone today, Henry, no. Okay. You're already half an hour late for your lesson. I expect you to pay attention. Okay. You have to get caught up. We talked about this morning in the other, and we talked about it yesterday and this morning in the other class. All right, let's put the speaker on and see if it makes a difference. And of course, they don't work. 1 second, guys. We're going to try and get these speakers up and running. Hold on. Sorry, guys. 1 sec. Oh. No, of course not. Brutal. 1 second. Okay. Always something. Try this one more time. And of course, the speakers don't work. All right, let's try and watch this again from the beginning. I'll try and see if we can get better speakers for tomorrow. And I just. So I'm going to try and hook it up with the speakers in a couple of minutes. Everybody online, I'll put the clip right onto Edmodo so you can see it. But basically what we have happening here are two battles of will, right? One person wants something done. The other person wants something else done. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with the series or not, but the guy who's on the screen is the other person's superior. So we can't flat out, argue that we're not going to do something. They're both using their own forms of rhetoric to get what they want. Okay. And I'm going to put an assignment up in a little bit, trying to describe or trying to show you how they're going to do this. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to post this link up with the other assignment, but in a couple of minutes, I'm going to put the first assignment up, and that's what we're going to look at now. Okay. You don't need your phone in your hand, Henry. It's not going to fall apart if you don't touch it for a minute. This is the first little assignment we're going to work on with some persuasion. It's called Students in Space. Case, you and I talked about this the other day. Let's get it up and running. You have entered a contest to be the first student in outer space. Answer the questions below to convince us it should be you. Once you have answered the question, write out what persuasive technique you used to make your argument. So you have 5 questions here that allow you to convince the person reading them why to let you be the first student out in outer space. Okay, so for the students on the board, they'll be able to see this. We've been talking about ethos, logo, and pathos. You can use one of these in your argument. You can also use the list that I posted on Edmodo last week. Is it hyperbole? Right? Is it exaggeration? Which are kind of the same thing. What technique are you using to show me that you are the person I should choose? Okay, so again, we're answering these questions. Let's put this down on the bottom. I waited till now because I wanted everybody to see this, right? You should be answering. What's that? I can't hear you. What? This one. Yeah. Is it on model? No, I'm going to put it on in a second. I just wanted to put one last part here so everybody understood this, right? You should be answering everything in complete sentences. Okay, not just little pieces, not just something that you copied and pasted off the internet, in complete sentences. Okay, after you answer it in complete sentences, you will put in parentheses what technique you have chosen to convince me. Okay? Sorry, one second. Okay, but what you also have to do for this assignment is tell me why you chose that technique. So not only will you should be answering everything in complete sentence, you will put in parentheses what technique you have chosen to convince me. Then the third part, you will describe why you have chosen that technique. Okay? You understand what I'm talking about? Does it make sense? So again, let's go through it in a second here. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. You should be answering everything in complete sentences. You will put in parentheses what technique you have chosen to convince me. Then you will describe why you have chosen that technique. So let's clean up a little bit of spelling here. Okay. And this is how we're going to grade it. Your little grading chart. Okay. Each question has 3 parts, right? So I shouldn't see just 1 or 2 sentences. If that's how you want to do it, again, it's not being done very properly. Okay? Each question has 3 parts. Your answer, what's up? Huh? This one's a little long, so I'll give you till the end of the day tomorrow. Like, we're going to have a working period today so you can work in class. You should be able to get a chunk of it done, but you also might want to go back and watch the video and check a couple of other things and say, this is why, right? And the other one will be due on Monday because you are going to have to go back and watch that video a couple of times, right? I'm going to try and put it back on with the speakers so you and Henry can hear it, but the speakers, they're not working. So huh? You know what? Let's finish this and then come over and try. Let's get this up for the people online. I appreciate you want to do it, but give me a minute and we'll try it. So your question has 3 parts. Your answer, which will be worth Yeah, 3 points each. Right? You should be able to explain your answer the same way we're doing we've been doing the paragraphs. You should have more than 1 point to convince me what you want to do. Right? Well, it makes sense. Okay? We shouldn't be going backwards with our ideas. We should be going forward. So your answer which will be worth 3 points, should contain 3 decent points, right? It only makes sense. Two, for naming the technique, you will receive 1 point. Right? My fingers aren't working. You will receive, what the heck? Receive, man, 1 point. Okay. So again, are you using exaggeration? Are you using jargon? That was one of the ones in the sheet. I'll actually put the sheet on the bottom of this one so everyone can see it. Are you using jargon? Are you using are you using ethos? Are you using pathos? Which one are you using to show me what you mean? Right? We listed all those ones on Edmodo a couple of days ago, but we'll put them up again. Huh? I'm going to send it to you. Why are you in such a hurry? Slow down. Okay. So for naming the technique, you will receive 1 point. Point 3 for explaining the technique. I just like to write out the bottom explanation so no one can say, oh, I didn't understand, I didn't get it. No. Right? It makes it easier because there's always someone who has a question later on. Right? Not a big deal. For explaining the technique, you will receive 2 points for a proper explanation. Okay? Henry, this is a little long. Okay? I want to make sure you do it well, right? I'm not rushing you to do it, but you might want to check this one with Andy. Okay? Just because, like we're saying here on the board, right? For each question, I'm not saying you can't do it. I know you can, but for each question, we've got 3 different parts of the question. So if you have a hard time with this, either send me a message or check with Andy. Okay? Like I said, I know you can do it. It's just you're catching up. Sometimes it's a little hard. So let's post this. Let's put the jargon down on the bottom so we can see the jargon. Okay? So here, because I'm in a super good mood, is going to be a list of what we've talked about as far as persuasive topics. Okay? So let's put them right on the page for you. Come on. So here's the 20 techniques that we were talking about. Let's put them right down so you can choose a proper one. Okay? Okay, so here's what we're going to be looking for. Here's the last part to put on the assignment. Okay. While you can use ethos, logos, and pathos, here is a list of techniques that you can use. This list is already posted on Edmodo. Okay? So you can be able to find them all on here or on Edmodo. Dun, 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 dun. Henry, again, you're going to be catching up with a couple of these. Mr. Case, we've talked about most of them already. Adjectives, alliteration, anecdotes. Some of them will be a little bit new to you guys, right? But let's try and get them all. Why is this on the bottom page and not there? Hold on. Let's copy and paste this, dude. So he's here. Hold on, that just copied them all again. Hold on. Let's make sure we get this right. Okay. Adjectives, alliteration, anecdotes, attacks, bias, connotation, credibility, emotion, exaggeration. Okay, so these guys got to come out. So I posted them twice. Sorry, just one sec. I'm going to get this all done properly. So these guys were all posted twice. Let's take them right out. Cut. So we have up to exaggeration. You've got all kind of ones to pick from. This is what I'm trying to give you, right? I'm trying to give you a little bit better of an area or some ideas to pick from. Because again, especially like with Henry, not that Henry doesn't understand them, but they might be new to him because they were in quarantine, right? So you can have them all listed in one area. There we go. Let's go erase the other guys because we don't need these guys anymore. Now, a quick little reminder, not that I'm trying to tell anybody not to do any work, not that I'm trying to tell everybody not to do something, but if you are going to try and do rhetorical questions, right, you should have a really good understanding of ethos, pathos, and logos, obviously. If you are going to do the rule of three, when you group three adjectives, here's how I want to do it, right? Obviously, make sure that we have three. And then after that, make sure that you are putting them in the correct order. So that means you'll have to take a minute to look them up. Usually when we list adjectives, there's a certain way to put them up, okay? So this is, you know what? This came out pretty good. A little bit longer than I thought it was going to be. Spelling and grammar, okay. So let's post this to Edmodo for everybody. And then we'll talk about the second one. Actually, this video went longer than I thought. See, we're getting pretty good at this case. We're all right, man. We know what's going on. We're getting there. I felt bad for you those first couple of days because we're trying to do live stream. We're trying to figure stuff out. We're trying, what am I putting in? What am I not putting in? I'm like, oh, he must be so bored. It happens. There's nothing you can do about it, right? We're trying. So let's give this a minute to save and then we can go from there.
So like now I would have extra 40 minutes, I guess, to do the homework. Or are we going to take something to teach?
Yeah, you know what? It's cool, right? Okay, let's post this one and then let's see if we can get the video on so they can all hear it again. If not, I'm going to post the video to Edmodo anyway, because that assignment's not going to be due till Monday. I'm going to put it back together. Guys on Zoom again. So this one is going to be due on Friday, because again, you only have 5 questions, but you have 3 sections for each one. Then tonight, if not tonight, first thing tomorrow morning, we're going to put up the one for the Star Trek clip, and that will be due Monday. Again, those questions are going to be a little bit longer, so I advise that you go through the list of what we went through today, right? The anger versus calm, all of those ones. I'm going to post them on the work screen, right? So, or on the document, so you know. But this should be the one that you were starting on, and then we're going to try and watch the video again. Hold on. Let's post this to Edmodo so everybody knows they're getting it. And then we go from there. Okay, let's go to Edmodo and post this document. Okay, so I'm going to turn off Zoom now. You guys don't need me. Well, you know what? You can stay for one more minute. You can see where the document's posted. So we know that it's all there. So a big explanation about that. We went through everything. The video is in your English for you folder. If you think you have to go back and watch it, right? But again, this one is simply to get you to expand your ideas to use for the persuasion, right? That you don't always have to rely on the same techniques. Some people are masters at just taking one or two techniques and using them all the time, right? Let's try and stretch it out a little bit, right? If you're really wrong, we'll fix it, but I don't think you're going to be. Blom, 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 blom. English for you. Where are you hiding? Where are you hiding? So I'm going to post the assignment under the create. Again, guys, please hand the assignments in to the correct spaces. Okay? No, I'm not saying you, right? I know you do, but some of the other students are sending still sending things to my email. Come on. We all know how to run Edmodo, right? It's not that hard a program. Okay? Bump the bomb, blump bomb. Students in space. So again, we took our time with this, right? We went through this one together. Everything is included. You shouldn't have any problem with this at all. Today's Wednesday or Thursday? Today's Wednesday. So let's make this Friday because again, today's Thursday. Oh, you guys are killing me. Okay, let's make this due for Saturday because it is a little longer than I thought it was going to be, right? Because again, this is why I like having students in class and us talking about things because we can go through it. Let's make it Saturday for 11 a.m. so nobody's got to get up too early. Then Case and I are going to work on the speakers for the other one. Maybe we'll watch the video again tomorrow, right? And see if we can get it taken care of. Okay? Assignment is posted. Take a look at that by tomorrow at the latest. I kept thinking it was Wednesday. It's Thursday already. Wow. This week's almost done. Sweet. Sweet. The other one will be posted for you guys to finish on Monday. So that's it for, come on, dude. That's it for, come on, let's make bigger. Let's, I can't make the video bigger anymore. Okay, first of all, let's close these guys. Then we'll go to Zoom. And then we'll get the other one up and posted. Right? So you have plenty of stuff to work on. Again, this unit is almost done. Okay? If you have not downloaded your long way down, you should be doing that because we are going to be finishing this unit shortly. Oh, sorry, stop share. Duh, that's it. Yes. What's that? Yeah. Yeah. And then the other one I'm going to post tomorrow. The other one will be for Monday or Tuesday, depending on how long. Okay. I'm signing off, guys. Going to post this video shortly. We're going to see if we can get sound on these speakers. Thank you.